All right, Shalom. All glorification, honor, and praise goes out to Yahweh Shemi Shai Shemar Kakwadash. Double honors, as always, to the venerable apostles of the Great Millstone, along with the bishops and elders who rule and teach well. And I want to say salutation to Akim out there laboring on the four corners of the earth, proclaiming the good news, preaching, teaching, and prophesying the right way on the highways and byways. Waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, on down to all those among Israel who have believed our report, the men, women, and children, believers. They too are marked for deliverance out of this coming destruction, and that's what's coming. And yeah, basically another quick video. This news is a couple days old now, but I was watching a few videos earlier today. Today is Wednesday. I believe it's the 7th of June. It's pretty bad. I can't keep up with the days. Yeah, Wednesday, the 7th of June, 2023. Okay, the hopeful year that all these prophecies come to pass. And yeah, I was watching some videos, looking at, how the smoke is coming into from Canada, I think Quebec coming in, and basically smoking up, the mid-Atlantic and the northeastern states, New York and Pennsylvania, and DC, Philly, and yeah, and basically, the wicked elites of Esau, they got this, Agenda 2030. They had Agenda 21 plans that have been around in writing for 50, 60 years. Because these elites, they are known to do things gradually. It's all about gradualism with them. But they've had these plans in place for years, and now they're starting to move and implement those plans, like sustainable development. And a couple of years ago, which basically the bottom line is they want to move everybody into smart cities. They want to make it to where you're on universal basic income, and you're basically just a worker bee in their NWO construct. And that's what it's going to all come down to. That's their design anyway. They're not going to fully realize their dream, but because the Lord's going to come back and interrupt all their plans. But anyway, these fires were most likely caused by Esau, which mainly at the end of the day, it's the Lord doing it, man. It's the Lord bringing fire to this earth. And he said he was going to bring fire to the earth. I'm just going to jump into the scriptures. This is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Lord willing, you'll be edified. Yeah, the Lord's coming back with fire. Yahweh Shai himself said that. In Luke, the 12th chapter. I'm just going to get right to the point. Verse 49, Luke chapter 12, verse 49, and it reads, I am come to send fire on the earth. All right, again, these are the words of the Messiah himself. All right, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai says, I'm come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? Yeah, when he comes back, there's going to be fires burning. But he's going to bring that, he's going to bring that concentrated fire, in the chariots, the angels coming back in the chariots. All right, and then, he's going to come back to redeem his elect during World War III as missiles are flying. So the real fire is going to be brought by the Lord. The Lord said he's coming back with fire. He said he's coming to send fire on earth. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep going in Luke 12 because I want to touch on something else. Let's see. Because he says some other things in here that I want to bring out. How Shai said some other things in this chapter that are good, man. And then as we continue to head into Jacob's trouble being in the beginning of sorrow, persecution's going to come, man. Persecution, they already, that's another prophecy that has to be fulfilled, that the famine of hearing this word. There's I read something today to where in Australia, if they deem you to post something offensive in Australia, you can go to jail for 3 years. Well, Australia has been like one of their, one of the elites, where they doing all these beta tests. It's real wicked down in Australia. But yeah, if you offend someone in Australia on Facebook, they can just throw your ass in jail for 3 years, and that's coming here to the shores of Babylon the Great, aka America. But yeah, they do a lot of beta testing down in Australia. Australia had a lot of harsh lockdowns during that C-19 scamdemic. And their leaders down there, the elites are using their leaders to do an extreme amount of wickedness with all these draconian measures and these draconian laws. Which that word draconian goes back to Draco. Draconian laws are very rigorous and harsh laws that they're imposing upon the people. All right, but yeah, persecution. They're gonna I read something else today. Because today is so-called Alphabet Pride Month, or this month, June is Alphabet Pride Month. You know, where all the sodomites, you know, they celebrate their wickedness. They celebrate being degenerates and perverts. And there was this pastor speaking at one of their events, and he was just out there, you know, quoting the Bible, and they just straight up arrested his ass. You know, so you know, they fixing to clamp down. And it's going to be the hardest. Christians are going to get caught up in this thing, you know, but their main target, they're going to be targeting the prophets of the Lord and those of you who believe. So yeah, man, they're getting ready to shut this thing down. All right, society becoming more and more wicked. It's nothing but wickedness all around us, man. Straight up filth, perversion. So I'm going to continue on in Luke 12. And this is verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay. He said, okay, I tell you no. All right. It says, I tell you nay, but rather division. Right. Yeah. Because this gospel, this truth is divisive. You know, it talks about, I'm going to read it. It says in verse 52, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided. Right? 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. It says, the father shall be divided against the son. Verse 53. I experienced that in my own walk. You know, just a quick personal testimony. I mean, my father was at odds because of this gospel, you know. It says, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Right? So this isn't like that feel good Christianity, man. The straight up truth is divisive, man. It divides. Okay, it says, and he said also to the people in verse 54, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway you say there cometh a shower, and so it is. Okay, and basically, and that was the point I wanted to make. You know, the showers that are coming is going to be in the form of the ICBM. But yeah, you know, this truth is divisive. All right, persecution is going to come. Matter of fact, let's see. All right, I just typed in persecution, as you can see. All right, just real quick, I just typed in persecution, King James, right? 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So if you're trying to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, if you are going out on the highways, if you're teaching, if you're putting up videos, you know, you're going to, at some point, persecution is going to come. It says that you shall suffer persecution. And that persecution can come in the form of just being an outcast, which we outcast in the society, being divided against, family and immediate family and extended family. All right, they could be that type of persecution, or all the way up to being martyred, going to prison and losing your life for the gospel. Which not all of us are going to have to do that, but there will be a lot of men and women and children who have to become martyrs for the truth. All right. John chapter 15 and verse 18, this is Yahushua speaking. It says, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Right. So that this world hate the unbelieving world of Israel and all the heathen. They hate Yahushua, and as a result, they hate his men and his believers. Okay. I mean, what you expect, man? What you think you're going to be loved? First of all, Jacob hates Jacob. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians who are the Lord's chosen people, and as well as you Israelite foreigners and speckled birds. All right, y'all, 2/3 of y'all hate to be rebuked. You don't like to be corrected. You don't like to be told that you're doing something wrong. You hate that shit, and you're stubborn and stiff-necked, and you don't want to listen to the law, statutes, and commands. You don't want to follow them. You want to do things the way you want to do them. Okay, so you what it boils down to is you hate the Lord. You hate the Lord. That's what it is. So it's not us you really coming against. You coming against Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, and he's got a judgment prepared for you, man. A stiff one. Death by pain, to be exact. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good one, 1 Peter. And it's really a blessing, man. It's really a blessing to be reproached for the truth, man. Yeah, check this out, and then I'll continue on with the lesson. Luke chapter 6, verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast you out, and cast out your names like it as evil for the Son of Man's sake, right? For not just for any old reason, but for the sake of the Son of Man, man. All right? For his sake, for Yahweh Shai's sake, for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's sake. All right? So yeah, persecution's coming. This word is divisive. Okay? And the Lord's coming back with fire. This is just a small example of these fires in Canada. Just a very small example of the Lord, bringing that fire. Because ultimately, like we said, the elites have HARP technology and weather weapons and all that shit. They start all those fires out in California a couple of years ago. Those were started by Esau, but ultimately they started by the Lord, because the Lord is the one, all right, who uses him to carry out wickedness on his left hand, through the spiritual demon Satan. Yeah, let's see. And bear with me because I'm outside in the car, and so there's noise. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Isaiah. Salakia. Isaiah 66. Because this precept popped into my brain earlier today. Isaiah 66 and 17, just getting right to the point. Isaiah 66 and, now I'm going to start up at 15. And it reads, Isaiah 66 and verse 15, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire. See, so he's coming back with fire, man. Again, during the midst of World War III. All right, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, and those ships. All right, and those vehicles, those heavenly vehicles, those are called the chariots of Israel. Now, not everything you see in the sky is a chariot, because Esau has Project Blue Beam, and he's got objects up in the sky, and he can do shit. Again, on the left-hand side. But I've seen them, brother, most all of us doing this work have seen chariots multiple times since we've been in the truth, all right? It says, and no, and the world wants you to think they're aliens, but no, those are the Lord's angels are out there in them chariots watching this place. They waiting for the order. They waiting for Yahweh to give Yahweh Shai that order, and they waiting to blast off, all right, on this wicked-ass kingdom, man. All right, it says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So the Lord's coming back furious. He's coming back with anger in his heart, vengeance. All right, it says, for verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. All right, so that's what's, the Lord is coming back not only to deliver the elect, but he's come back to destroy. He's got a twofold ministry, one of deliverance and one of destruction. All right, and slack it for the noise. Again, and this is just on my mind, and I wanted to get this out. So that's Isaiah. Go to Revelation. Stay in Isaiah. Stay in Isaiah and go to the 13th chapter. Because, y'all seen the images, right? Y'all saw the images, the smoke over New York City. Well, this place is going to be on fire soon, smoking, all right? Let's see if I can find a quick shot of that smokiness and haze. There you go, right there. There's the Statue of Liberty, so-called Lady Liberty. See, it's real smoky, man, and this place is gonna be on fire soon, smoking. All right, so this is a prelude of what's to come, man. I mean, it's gonna be a billion times more intense because the fire that's coming is gonna melt even the elements. That fervent heat. 2 Peter 3rd chapter goes into it. Let's go to Isaiah 13. I bring this out a lot. I've been bringing this out a lot lately. You need to bring it out because just going into the destruction of Babylon the Great. All right, that's the times and seasons we're in. Let's get right to the point though. In verse 19, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Okay, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. The modern day Chaldeans are them wicked elites. All right, the Dukes of Edom, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Warburg, Oppenheimer, Getty, Morgan. All right, it says, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, how did he overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? He overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah with fire. Okay, totally burnt that place to a fucking crisp. Okay. Killed all them wicked ass Hamites, them damn so-called Egyptians. It says so-called Africans. It says verse 20, it shall never be inhabited. Okay, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Right, no heathens over here making money. All right, running businesses. Nobody's going to be left over here. It says, but wild beasts, verse 21, of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. Verse 20, continuing on in verse 22, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Right? The Lord had a specific amount of time, for Esau and Babylon, aka America, to rule. All right, in those days, and it's not going to go one day past her appointed time. All right, that's in the scriptures. That's in the book of Job. I can't think of it offhand. Cross the bounds of his here. Let me look it up. It's the bounds. Past the bounds. Let's see. Pass the bounds. Beautiful. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. And it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So he's not going to rule 1 minute, 1 millisecond longer than he was supposed to rule. Okay, and again, that's all determined by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, so anyway, yeah, man, fire's coming. The Lord's coming back with fire. The place is going to be smoking. Lord willing, will be delivered up out of this mess. All right, Lord willing, we're of that number. All right, let's see if I want to go to Revelation. Yeah, let's get one more. Let's get Revelation 17, and then I'll get out of here. Revelation 17 and verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Okay, and is not America that big old melting pot? All the nations are over here speaking all different kinds of tongues. Right? It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The beast being NATO, that the whore rides upon throughout this earth, doing a whole bunch of destruction, making war. Okay, it says in the 10 horns, and those are the EU powers, the European Union powers. It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So the time's coming where, especially nations like France and Germany, they are already at odds with America. That started with DJ Trump, when, in 2016, he's making enemies, he was, passing all those tariffs, putting a bunch of heavy tariffs on and burdens on France and Germany. Okay, ultimately these allies, those who were once allied with America, they're gonna turn on her, man. Okay, it's all Bible prophecy, and you can't offset it, and you can't stop it. It doesn't matter who your elected leaders are, which they aren't really elected; they're selected. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this is gonna come to pass. It says, "These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Okay, so how do you burn a whole country with fire? You fire missiles on her. Okay. Oh, here it is. It's perfect. All right. It says, this is all of the Lord's will, man. It's verse 17. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. All right. You got Israelite teachers out here talking about Vatican City being Babylon the Great. That's complete madness. All right. It's clearly America. The nations of the earth didn't get rich off Vatican City. The nations of the earth got rich off of America, because all America does is import. America is a nation of imports. All right, she exports very little, but she brings a lot of goods in. All right, which makes the leaders of these nations very, very, very wealthy. Now that's starting to change. Okay, as we get closer to the end, but that's the way it's always been. Ain't no damn Vatican City, and it ain't it ain't Israel, the so-called Israeli state. That ain't Babylon the Great. All right, all kinds of madness being taught out here. It's America. Okay, the mother of harlots. Okay, she's called the mother of harlots in verse 5 here, because America is a culmination, or I don't know if culmination is the right word, but America is she's all the wicked kingdoms of the past rolled into one big shitball. Okay, ancient Egyptian empire, the ancient Babylonian, the Neo-Babylonian empire, right? She's Greece, she's Rome. Okay, it's all rolled into one, man. Okay, so anyways, fire's coming, and again, Lord willing, we escape out of it. It says the righteous shall scarcely be saved, because the elect will literally be beamed up as the nukes are coming. All right. So Lord willing, you was edified through the Spirit. It's on to the next video. Shalom.